the live chat. Where are all my good friends and peeps at? Here's the dilemma. Look at the camera. Look all those people. Look all those people. Look, yeah. They're all looking, and they're all saying the same thing. Oh, isn't that a cute puppy? Yeah, she is. I got to do a little bit of trimming on her, though. Trim her down a little bit, here and there. But, yeah, this is my girl right here, one of them. My other girl's working on some stuff. She's probably right there, too. That's probably the first one on. Is that my other girl, or is that one of my other peeps? I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi. My name's Emma. I'm not a sock puppet. What are you trying to do? I'm not a sock puppet. Poor thing. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Everybody should be able to tune in either now or later. But it's all good. It's all fine. So yeah, got my little pet here. She's doing good, and we're doing okay. It's rainy day, so everything, rain is like rain. It's not good. It's not really terrible either, but it's just one of those days that you want to stay in, hang out, do as little as possible, but we have to keep pushing forward anyway. So I see now that we got some more people on board. Hello, everybody. Hello, my name's Emma. But tell them, I'm not a sock puppet. He tries to use me as a sock puppet. No, I don't. Do I? Yeah, this is my comfort right here. One of them. One of my comforts right here. My other main comfort is working on some stuff. Hey, Jake. Man, with respect, mate, how's everything there where you are? Well, way over there across the pond, huh? Yeah. We got Emma in the house. But, yeah, you guys, I like to talk about ways of becoming better versions of ourselves. I like to talk about, hey, man. Hey, William. What's up, brother? What? What's up with that, man? You gotta drop me a comment, man, and let me know what's going on, man. What happened? Yeah, that's, I'm sorry to hear that, for real. It's part of this, but it's all this stuff is just part of this thing that we call human life, right? It's just part of this experience, man. It's this flesh and blood. I mean, from the beginning of human history, the men and women of old, they understood. They knew, a lot of them anyway, they knew they had this wisdom, this ancient wisdom. They knew that there was something that human beings were fucked up with. It was a dichotomy, bifurcated nature. You know, this law of the flesh versus the law of the spirit, so to speak. Or, you know, the physical versus the non-physical, the body versus the mind. And we're kind of trapped between the two. And it's difficult. It is, I say this, I say every human life is difficult. No matter how easy it seems, no matter how good it seems like people have it, there's always something in the mix for everyone that, you know, takes away. But that's the nature of the flesh. If we can somehow either put the flesh and its worries or requirements on hold for a minute, then I think we can get ahead of the whole thing, because I think the power of the mind, the power of the heart and mind in human beings, it's got a lot of strength. It's got a lot of value. It needs to be cultivated. It needs to be noticed. It needs to be, it needs to be developed. It needs to be developed. And it's not like our heart, the center of our being is under or undeveloped. It's just that it's surrounded with this layer of ignorance. Ignorance just meaning you can't know what you don't know. You don't know what you haven't experienced or what you haven't learned, right? So, yeah, it's just, human life is difficult for everybody. And, the flesh, the law of the flesh is such that, hey, pain, suffering, old age, and death. I mean, those are the universal and historical findings of humankind everywhere. It's obvious, right? It's certainly evidence-based. Everybody suffers in some way at some time. Everybody experiences some kind of pain, some way at some time. Everybody experiences, getting older to some degree, even people that die relatively young. And then, of course, every one of us is going to have to experience death. So I try to take, my time in lockdown, in solitary confinement. I had a lot of time to think. I had an awful lot of time to study. I had a lot of time to practice meditation and practice yoga. And I practiced city yoga for a good many years. There was a home study course that was like a correspondence course. It was 13 years long. And, they sent it to you free. You got a new course every month. You sent the little receipt from the old one back in, and they send you another one. So, and I can't tell you how many times I sent that little slip back in with a used stamp. I mean, I'd be trying to make the stamp look really good. Hey, who's that? P-Tart, all right, man. Got the COVID, wasn't breathing, spot on my lungs. Look, William, we're going to hold you up, brother. We're going to hold you up, but we're going to elevate you. We're going to lift you up in our thoughts, in the power of the mind. We're going to give you that kind of support, man. And I mean, what else can really be done? Let's just hope that this can be remedied, this physical ailment. Let's hope it can be remedied. But, at the same time, these are the situations that we human beings run into. And I've run into so many people, and myself included. I mean, I've been thank you, Peter. Thank you for that. I hope we all keep William in our prayers, and I hope that we can all empathize, that because we're all on the same page here. We're all in the same boat. We're just out in the middle of this universe, drifting around. Well, we're not really drifting because we're traveling like 66,000 miles an hour through space. But look, the bigger picture tells me that we have to find a way, some way, to overcome the law of the flesh. We have to find a way to go beyond the typical facts and circumstances of the flesh, the consequences of the flesh. And that can only be done mentally. And to strengthen ourselves mentally, we need to be able to stop generating or producing thought. It sounds completely backwards. Most people would think, well, I need to have better thoughts, or I need to think my way through this, or we really need to just stop thinking. Because when we learn meditation, when we learn even for a moment how to stop the fabrication of thought, in that space, in that vacuum, our consciousness expands. Our awareness, our understanding grows. In other words, we get a little bit of a new perspective each and every time. And at some point, that perspective, it turns into an epiphany. It turns into this breakthrough moment, this like, aha, wow, geez, I wish I'd have known that earlier. We can't go very far. We can't ride this flesh very far. None of us can. I'm not trying to undercut your situation at all, William, at all. But, nobody on the face of this planet is going to get out of this world alive physically. Nobody. So, the very best that we can do, in my view, is to work on getting our hearts and our minds free from this typical conditioning, the typical thoughts and perspectives that are produced by the flesh, by our physical existence. Because our physical existence is very, very limited, very limited. Our mental existence, for lack of a better term, yeah, I agree, William. You're going to have to fight off the shock. You're going to have to fight off the depression, the sadness. And like I was saying the last time, I learned myself, and you guys just got to try this for yourselves because there might be variations, but I learned that I could make choices about how I wanted to feel and how I didn't want to feel. Not only things that I wanted to do or didn't want to do, but feelings, mental processes, thoughts that I didn't want to have, or conversely did want to have. I could make choices about that. And so, when you start feeling down, when you start feeling like distressed, or you start feeling that insidious feeling of despair coming over you, yeah, Peter, thank you, brother. Right on, man. Right on. When you start feeling those feelings, though, William, or anybody, just notice that you're feeling that way. And then tell yourself, just say, no, 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 I'm not doing this. I'm not going there. I'm not going to do that. Just draw the line right there. Mentally, emotionally. It's all part of our behavior, whether it's mental or physical, whether it's thoughts, feelings, or actions. It's all part of human behavior, right? So we do have some control over that if we know how to have some control over that. And, like I say, gathering up that experience, gathering up that understanding, it doesn't just happen overnight. You really have to just have faith. You have to really, it's called Shraddha in the Eastern Oriental, disciplines, but it's really just a matter of confidence. It's a matter of saying to yourself, okay, right now, I can't see my way through. Right now, I don't know how this whole thing's going to turn out, but I can be confident that everything's going to work together for my ultimate good if I really want it to. If I see it that way. There might be things here that we're missing, right? A lot of times in my life, I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times in my life, these really, shitty things would happen. And I would say, oh man, that's bad in my mind, right? I would say, oh, that's terrible. That's horrible. How could this happen? How could this happen to me? I'd be like, that despair, that depression, that anxiety about the whole thing that comes with thinking of things as either good or bad. But little by little, I began to learn that in any and every situation, if you're looking for something positive, and by positive, I mean something that's going to help you to grow and develop or build your understanding generally of what this whole experience is about. Is it only about the flesh? Is it only about this physical existence? Is that it? If it is, then how can we make our physical lives the best lives they can be for the short time that any of us are on this earth? That's, one question. But if there's something more, if we do have a soul, there's John Wolfe. There's John Wolfe. John Wolfe can give us some good advice as well. Yeah, you see little Emma right here, right? I'm going to have Emma send William a blessing right now. I'm going to have her, Emma, will you send William? William's our friend. Will you send William a blessing, please? You see? She's doing it, William. She's doing it. She knows things that we don't. But what's happening, William, you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start feeling better. I'm not going to say that everything's going to come out roses and that, all of a sudden you're going to wake up and everything's going to be just fine and dandy. But you in your inner self, in your own heart and mind, in your soul, the depths of your psyche, you're going to start feeling better about this whole thing. Start right now. You're going to start feeling better. And that is going to lead to improvements. It might not be on the flesh side necessarily. It probably will be. But it's going to be improvements, and likely on both sides. both sides of that equation. So you're going to start feeling better about yourself. You're going to start feeling better about your life, even in the face of this. I mean, that's when, well, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? Is when we're right up against it. When we're face to face with some kind of dire circumstance, something that, a life and death matter. That's when the chips are down. That's when, we have the opportunity to really engage the other side, the non-physical side, to really examine and experience our inner selves, the non-physical part of us, the heart and the mind. What does it mean when people say the heart? The heart is the soul or the psyche. It's the centerpiece of our existence. As I understand it, it's an energy, a powerful energy. And, energy really can't be, it can't die, it can't be killed. It can change forms, but, we know even from our short physical perspective that scientifically energy cannot be killed. It cannot die. It can only be changed into some other form. So, there's certain things that can't be taken away. And if we become aware of this, if we become aware of this power, this great power that we have, it might just be a little spark right now, but it can grow. That's why the ancients undertook these practices that revolved around simplicity, pure prayer, horizon, meditation, whatever you want to call it, progressive relaxation, whatever would take the focus off the flesh, but maintain enough general awareness so that you could actually experience the power of your own core, the power of your own soul, the energy emanating from that source. Am I right, John Wolfe? Am I right on any of this? That's what I learned, not from necessarily from books. I did read a lot of books. I did do a lot of studying, but I learned it from experience. I can't tell you how many times that just simple meditation saved me. It saved my life literally numerous times. But beyond that, once we can tap into this resource, this well that's always filled with water, with this life-giving support. Once we can tap into that, then literally the sky's the limit. There's not much beyond that. And there's a lot more that goes with that, of course. But each person has to learn that for themselves. And, you can't really transmit it verbally per se. It's, often it's a little bit more than that right there. All right, Jake. Peace to you, brother. Emma says so long. Say so long, Em. Bye. Say bye, Jake. Bye, Jake. Yeah. So, I want everybody to keep William in their hearts and minds. Keep him lifted up there. Keep him, hold him. Put your mental hands underneath him and lift him up. in this time of need. Lift him up and help him gather up the energy. Help him gather up the perspective. Help him gather up the awareness that he needs right now to face this situation that he's facing. And to do it with an attitude of victory. To do it with an attitude of overcoming. I mean, to me, that's what it's all about, really. It's just kind of overcoming the flesh. And William, I got a song for you, man. I'm going to play a song for you. I'm going to have to put you down, Em. Unless you want to go on the table. But you can't go on the table, right? Right? No table? She's like, yeah, I can. Watch me. Let me put you down for a minute. I'm going to play a song for William. William, here we go, brother. I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. I'm gonna feel joy today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel joy anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel joy today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. I'm gonna feel strength today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel strength anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel strength today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. I'm gonna feel love today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel love anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel love today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. Yeah, I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. Come on, Em. Come on, Em. That's for you, William. We gotta feel it anyway. Make that choice. Make those micro decisions in your own heart and mind. Not gonna feel that way. Gonna fight off by choice. It's as simple as making a choice. Hey, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna feel this way. I'm not gonna feel despair. I'm not gonna feel depression. I'm not gonna feel overcome. I'm not gonna do it. And you know what? It's almost like magic. Well, we love you, William, and you know, we want the very best. We want the best for you and for everybody. I mean, but the fact is, right now, you're facing something, and I just want to be able to uplift you and give you that support. I remember many times when I was in dire straits, and I'd get a letter from somebody, or somebody would say something. There's Zeus the barber. Hello, Zeus. Here's the dilemma. Say hello to Zeus. Say hello right there. Look, there's Zeus. Hi, Zeus. Hi, Zeus. Finally made it. Finally made it, man. Zeus, we got to hold up William. I got another one, John Wolf. I got another one. It's a little bit on the other side of that equation, right? It's called Buried Alive. You guys want me to play it? There's Zeus. Zeus in the house, William. Buried Alive. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there, Johnny. Been there, man. Been to the door. Been over the threshold, actually. And it's not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun, but you know what? Once you get over that threshold, once you pass that threshold, and I call it the valley of the shadow of death, once you get past that, then something happens. It's almost like a quantum leap. And you know, everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. And you know, it's I don't know if it's part of the overall process or if you're better off being prepared for it. I think you are. Generally speaking, but yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. I mean, years and years on end, just kind of fighting off this feeling of suffocation, of distress, extreme distress, of wanting to die, wanting to be done with it. So yeah, I've kind of been there in a few different ways at a few different times, different aspects of it, different situations. You know, there's been times when I wanted to live really strongly too, and you know, wanted that enough to you know, fight people off and you know, do things in order to save my own life that, you know, otherwise. Hey, there's Henry. Yeah, man. What's up, Henry? We got to give a shout out, Henry, to William. He got a little bit of bad news here physically, and you're not going to give up. Yeah, don't give up, William. Don't give up, man. There's no giving up to it, right? There's no giving up to it. And one thing that I would suggest, William, just from a health perspective, I don't know why, Henry. I have no idea why these notifications are not going out. I have absolutely no idea. Certain people have told me that the notifications are on. It's a thing between Androids and iPhones, but the notifications. Yeah, William. Check out Zeus, man. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Scott. Yeah, I'm well, man. We just need to hold up our brother William Clark here. You know, he's had some bad news, or what is considered in the physical world to be bad news. But he's gonna be able to stand up. He's gonna be able to, you know, to feel good about what he can feel good about, and he's gonna be able to overcome whatever negative feelings. Yeah, Henry, it's if it's an Android, it's in your settings. If it's an iPhone, it's in your settings. Supposedly, I don't think that we can do anything from this end other than notify you directly. Like, I could respond to a comment and say, but let's just figure every Tuesday at this time, if that's convenient for you, if that's good for everybody, let's just do the same day and time instead of switching it around so that everybody can get on the same page. But yeah, we're gonna make it, my friends. I mean, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this human life, no matter who we are, where we are, what we are, we're gonna keep putting one foot in front of the other. And we're gonna keep moving forward, because there's no turning back. There's no turning back. Can't do that. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Scott. She is. This is half of my support team here. Yeah, this is Emma. She's really precious. She's really precious. And she's got a story too. She's got a story. We're going to tell that. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Scott. She doesn't judge. She gets in her feelings every once in a while. Like if I send her off the bed, tell her to get down or something, she'll get in her feelings for a few minutes. But she gets over it really quickly and doesn't hold any grudges. And she knows things that we don't know. She has like a different set of senses. And she's just really cool, really nice. And she's just a sweet little girl. But yeah, we had these dogs in the prison in the program that I was in called Stages out at USP Florence, Colorado Penitentiary out there. There was a unit called Stages Unit. And I was in that unit, and they used to bring the service dogs in there, these little brown labs. Yeah, well, some of them do, but yeah, she gives me good vibes. She gives me good vibes. Look at how relaxed she is. I can't sit down without her jumping up and sitting on my lap. But they used to bring in these service dogs, these dogs in training, and they'd be all quiet and demure and everything, because that's how they train them to be. But we'd start playing. We had a little Nerf football in there. We'd start running around and throwing the ball, and pretty soon they'd all be barking and running around and wrestling with each other and carrying on. And they had to stop bringing them in there because we were ruining their training by doing that. Nobody knew. I didn't know. But it was cool. Yeah, Henry. You can't get any better than that, my man. You can't get any better than that. You can't get any better than that. That's a real blessing. That's a reward for your good work, for keeping yourself on track. Yeah. And, that little boy relies on you. He looks up to you. You're his idol. That's why he waits there. And, not to put pressure or more pressure on you, but, that's you. That's you. That's a piece of you and your wife. And That's it can't get much better than that. Can't get much more precious in this world. Yeah, I know, Zeus. I know. I know. I think we were talking about that a little bit before on the phone. But yeah, I hate I hate that that happens. I hate that it is. Yeah, he's gonna grow up quickly. He's gonna grow up quickly, but Henry's gonna be a good dad. He is a good dad, and Henry's gonna he's gonna fulfill that role accordingly. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I watch some of the prison shows, the documentaries mostly, because really, it it helps to keep me. I mean, not that I'm going to go off track or anything, but it helps to keep my perspective where I want it to be. And when I see those guys getting slammed in those cages and the lock twisted shut, and I hear the jangle of those keys and those doors slamming, it triggers those memories for me. It triggers it, and I'm like, there's no way in the world that I'm trying to do anything to expose myself to that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Henry. To expose myself to that possibility? No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I'm not gonna shoplift. I might, I don't think, I might jaywalk or something like that. I'm not gonna say I won't jaywalk, but yeah, I'm not doing anything that is gonna put me in any kind of jeopardy because, number one, I have some responsibilities now. I have a wife. I have this little girl right here. I have you guys. I have this opportunity. I'm not giving that up for anything. This is more important than everything. Yeah, I haven't. Well, we did get a parking ticket, which is my fault too. My wife was saying, we can't park here. That sign says no parking or pickup zone or something. And I'm like, that sign's way down the sidewalk. There's other people parking here. Why can't we park here? We came back out and there was a ticket. So, but I haven't gotten any moving violations or anything like that. Of course, I really don't go anywhere to speak of in the first place, which, there's nothing really that is of any real importance to me other than what I'm doing right now, right here in this place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can pay the bills and keep everything moving forward and at the same time have enough relaxation, enough space in there so that you can just feel the ease and the peace of your life and enjoy the people that you love and just have maybe some events here and there that hammer in some memories. um, yeah. Yeah, the keys. That's right, Scott. Having the keys, brother. Having the keys in your pocket. Your own keys, right? Yeah, for real. It's all good. It's all good that way. It ain't no good the other way. But yeah, you almost have to be ready to accept anything at any time because there's so many so many unknowns, so many things that can happen. But it's just a matter of living in the moment. You know, this moment, right here and now. Right here and now. If we could focus, if we could be aware of what we have, the opportunities, the love, the people around us, just having a roof over our heads and food to eat, and we're probably doing better than 90% of the rest of the people in the world. If we could just tap into a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of understanding about the here and now, right this moment. I mean, because honestly, it's all we can experience, right? The only thing we can experience is right now. Right now. Whether we reference the past or whether we reference the future, that's a completely different thing. But we can only live right now. And if we can extract the gratitude, if we can extract that feeling of love, that feeling of togetherness, that feeling of hope, that feeling of confidence, that feeling of genuine goodness, it's there. There's so much other stuff, but who cares about all that? You know, I like to focus on what's good. What gives me joy? What makes me cheerful? What makes me happy? And yep, this little baby right here. Hey, everybody. Poor thing. Yep, she gives me a lot of joy. Definitely a lot of satisfaction. Because, we all need other people in our lives, right? We all need to be able to love someone. Otherwise, there's a part of us that's just unexpressed. We really don't get as much joy out of life as is possible or as we can unless we learn how to love. But we also, hey Dave, Godspeed, my man. Dave Hughes on board. Yeah, we just have to learn how to love others, the people that are close to us, that rely on us, that look up to us. But we also have to learn how to love ourselves as well. We also have to learn, because, a lot of times I'm my own worst critic. And not that I don't love myself, but, I can at times I can kind of hammer on myself, especially for past events where I just look back and I say, what the F were you thinking? Well, how could you be that stupid? How could you be that ignorant? How could you allow yourself to be placed or put yourself into that situation in the first place? So, yeah, a lot of this, I believe in personal responsibility. I believe that the biggest factor in criminal justice reform is personal responsibility. Yeah, Henry, that's a true success story right there, Henry. That's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we could always, it's hard sometimes to keep going, but the alternative makes it easy. to keep going, right? Breaking the cycle. You're doing it for your kids. You're doing it for the love that you share for your wife and your family. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it so that you feel better about yourself as a human being. Because now, if you're in a cage, it's hard to feel like a man. It's hard to feel like a real human being when you're being kept in a cage by a bunch of captors that hold the keys and put you in and out at will, make you do whatever they tell you to. It's hard to feel authentic. It's hard to feel like a real human being in that situation. Yeah, 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 yeah. Comparison. Yeah, don't compare your life with others because we don't know what the realities are. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody in the news look at Murdoch, look like he was living high on the hog, right? Look like everything was great. Boom. Not so good. Yeah, Henry knows. Zeus knows. William knows. Everybody that's part of this program knows. And we just got to keep moving forward. And we're going to do that. We're going to keep feeling better about ourselves. We're going to keep feeling better about our lives. We're going to maintain our commitments and responsibilities. Kudos, congratulations, commendations to Henry and to everyone who has been able to stay out of there. I mean, I've known people that they got out. They weren't even out of the halfway house. These guys, they were like a week in the halfway house. And they already were going out and robbing banks. Stealing cars, robbing banks. Going right back in. I don't know. I think they're just kind of defeated. But I wish the guys that were in these cages, I wish that there was some way, some kind of something that could help them to make a breakthrough, to get past that wall of ignorance that is controlling their minds. It's keeping them from realizing where the better life really is. It's not about money. I mean, if you've got it, cool, as long as you don't lose sight of yourself. Hey, there he is, the wood. Hey, man. Yeah, William, definitely, man. Definitely, William. We're with you. We're together with you in this. So, you have support. You have moral support. You have people who care. And it's legitimate. It's genuine. It's authentic. So, yeah, you have people who care. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Henry. I say to myself, man, I could just live in a tent on the side of the road somewhere. I wouldn't care. Give me a little fresh drinking water every once in a while. Turkey sandwich. I don't even care if it's a few days old, really. Maybe a can of beans. Vegetarian beans. All beans are vegetarian, right? Unless they're mixed with something. But, yeah. I mean, give me a can of beans and a turkey sandwich and a bottle of cold water. I'm good to go. I'll find something to do. I'll be okay. As long as I'm not in that cage, every day's a good day. Every day's a good day outside the cage. Yeah, sometimes it's just habit, just institutionalization. You're right. Just people get used to things, and then they resist changes, even if they're good changes. Yeah, Wood, I'm still on paper. Yep, still on the paper. Got about a year and something to go, unless the judge decides to take me off earlier. You know, I don't really trip on it too much because they're not really pressing me. So I don't trip on it too much, and I don't think they are either. I think there's again, I think there's something good to come out of the paper. You know, I think it's at least it's some kind of it helps in a way, even though I'm no longer a criminal or think criminally. It helps in a way, and I can't fault the people for wanting to do some kind of after prison supervision, because the numbers are just they're not in most people's favor, especially after you've served a really long time in prison. The numbers just aren't in your favor. So it just is what it is. I'm not tripping on it. It's easy enough. But next week I'm going to sing you guys this new song, Buried Alive, and I'll tell you guys too, Larry Lawson, I ran into him somewhere along the line. I think it was in Atlanta in the transfer section. But I mean, he's got a good show. I'm not going to criticize anything or anyone, or it's. I like to see people that are, that have an idea and follow through with it and do well with it, and it's definitely keeping him out of prison. So, and along the way, it might actually do some other people some good. Probably does. And I know he's got a really big numbers, but I don't know if the numbers actually reflect Lawler or Lawson. Lawler? I thought it was Lawson, but might be a different guy. There's another guy I didn't know about either. He kind of goes around like just talking about the people that have these channels. And he's not a bad dude. I forget his name though. Yeah, it would. I mean, I would personally, I'd rather just forget about the whole thing, but I can't. It's my life. It's the biggest part of my life. And I'd like to think that there's some positive turnaround, some factor involved that I can use through that experience to, you know, at least, at least reach out, at least to, try to talk about my experiences and maybe try to encourage people to stay out of the cages. Yeah, you are, Henry. Yeah, you are. But yeah, that's my thing, is try to encourage people to stay out of these cages. And it's not hard to do. You only have to do 3 things, or not do 3 things. Don't hurt anybody. Don't take anything that isn't yours. And don't deal in drugs, illegal narcotics or whatever. Pretty simple. You probably won't end up in jail or prison if you refuse to engage in any of those behaviors. So 3 simple things. Yeah, I know what you mean, Wood. I know exactly what you mean. It stays with you. You know, I have a lot of flashbacks. I have a lot of, moments where I remember stuff, and then it throws my mood, my attitude kind of goes downhill a little bit. And, I just have to keep learning how to deal with that effectively. Yeah, that's a calorie right there, Henry. Yep. Just don't be stupid. Just don't be dumb. Because, who commits a crime thinking they're going to get caught, right? Maybe somebody is on a suicide mission, but most people just, they commit crimes thinking they're going to get away with it, and in effect end up putting themselves in jeopardy. And there's no reason. Hey, there's Mr. Orange. All right, man. Mr. Orange, you know everything, man. You got that whole design down pat, man. Yeah, that's, oh man. I'll tell you, that was one of my best days, Mr. Orange, was mowing that woman's lawn. That was cool. Yeah, that was one of my best days. But then a couple days later, that was one of my worst days. So, yeah, it's all good, my friends. I'm going to sign off. My time's over, and I'm going to sign off for now. And Emma, say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Come back again. All right, guys. I'll catch you all later. Stay cool. Yeah, Zeus, you should have got that by now. You should have got those by now. Yeah, those were sent. Definitely. No question. They were sent. Yep, you should have got those by now. They went out by medium mail, which, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit slower, but you should have got them by now, for sure. And it was properly addressed, too. So, if you don't get them, like, in the next couple of days, just message me again, and I'll see what I can do to try to follow it up. I thought you already got them. Yeah, country, I hear you. I hear you, country. Yeah, YouTube kind of, it's a good hosting site, but the rest of it is kind of bent in one direction, let's say. But anyway, guys, I'll catch up with you next week, same time. Next week, next Tuesday, same time, same place, same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, stay strong. One foot in front of the other, and let's do this. Let's continue to do this. Love you guys. Bye bye.